So I'm a little bit out of my depth here. I don't really know much about filmmaking or video editing, but the whole state has been in shutdown for about a week right now, and I just need to do something to break the routine. So, this is a P51-D Mustang. These were introduced in 1943, served as long-range bomber escorts towards the end of the war. And there's still a lot of them flying today. You may have seen them at air shows in your area. About 8,000 of the D variant produced, and quite a large number of them are still flying today. This was a Hobby Boss kit, and I am very pleased with how it turned out. There were only about 30 parts to work with, and they all fit together very smoothly. The only real difficulty I had was with applying the decals. There. The invasion stripes were a little bit tricky. The actual sticker was slightly longer than the span of the wing. So I had to trim that down a little and did not realize that until after it was already in place. Also, you can see there where I did not get it properly aligned. There's also a couple of spots where the sticker was torn and I had to paint it over. At this point, I am having a hard time actually seeing where I painted it over. I had a bit more success with my second attempt on this model, but that may simply be because this version does not have the invasion stripes that caused so much trouble. I have noticed something kind of interesting about this one, though. If you look carefully, you can see that there are 20.5 kill tallies just there below the cockpit. Now, my research into the pilot of this plane shows that Colonel Eagleston shot down 18.5 enemy airplanes in World War II, and was credited for another 2 during the Korean War. But at that point, he was no longer flying the Mustang and had transferred to jet fighters. Painting provided an unexpected challenge. It should have been pretty simple to just paint the whole thing silver, and then apply a touch of yellow paint for Betty Lee, and an olive drab stripe on Eagleston. The problem is with the yellow paint. It's very thin, and by the time I was done, I think there were about 7 coats of yellow paint on Betty Lee. Now, in between models, I learned that the trick is to apply a coat of brown paint first, and put the yellow on top of that. But then, a new problem. My jar of silver paint had started to dry out, and because the state is in economic shutdown at the moment, I can't really go out and just buy a new jar of paint. I'm sure there's some of you in the audience who would like to know some more of the technical information about the Mustang. Now, I don't really know that sort of information off the top of my head, so let us consult the encyclopedia. The D variant of the Mustang was armed with 6 50 caliber machine guns. Instead of the external fuel tanks, it could also be fitted with 500 or 1,000 pound bombs for a ground attack role. The engine was an American copy of the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. It allowed the Mustang to travel at an altitude of 25,000 feet, maximum speed 436 miles per hour. Wingspan was 37 feet, length from nose to tail 32 feet and 3 inches, height 13 feet 8 inches, takeoff weight 11,000 pounds. Well, I hope you've enjoyed me just rambling on for a few minutes about model airplanes. I hope you'll join me next time when I talk about the M4 Sherman tank.